Hi there. My name's Marc or Mookie, if you will. Either one will do. Here at 88.5, the SoCal Sound headquarters. Please know that we are a listener-supported public radio serving Los Angeles and Orange County. If you like what we're doing on and off the air, please donate. You could join us and become a subscribing member at the SoCalSound.org. Got a session today, and the amazing Rosa Linn is here in our studio.
Hi.
How are things?
Things are great.
Good. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This is special for me because, you know, myself and our listeners have heard the song Snap in particular for a very, very long time. And you're here to perform that song and a few others for us right here in our studio. Not only that, it's a version of the song Snap that, is played on the piano, a solo performance.
Never done that before, actually.
Really?
Never
So you
done that
prepped
before.
for it and you came in and you're doing this for us?
I think I've done it once, maybe like 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, so I had to
Incredible.
learn everything.
Yeah. Well, I already heard it. You did a brilliant job, so that's
Thank
coming
you.
soon. RosaLinnOfficial.com is the website. All the music is up there. There's some merch up there and everything. So originally, you are from where, and where is home for you now?
Originally, I'm from Armenia. I feel like home is back there still, but I am based in LA now. So I live in LA. I moved in 2022.
And that was right around, I guess, when the
Yes.
song Snap was sort of blowing up, right?
Yeah, it was right after a few months of Snap going viral everywhere, and you know.
Incredible. What do you attribute that to? Because we know that, you were on Eurovision or whatever, and a lot of people here in the States aren't really familiar with what that is. So what came first, the Eurovision stuff and then blowing up on social media?
Yeah, for some reason, my country decided to send me to Eurovision in 2022, which is it's a song contest in Europe, and it's a huge, huge thing. It's like the biggest thing in Europe in terms of music. And I was a completely unknown artist, had maybe just one song out.
Which would have been what at the time?
King. And they heard Snap. They wanted me to try to just, I don't know. They met me and they were like, oh, okay. But I could tell that they were very, very worried. I could tell that they loved the song, the Armenian delegation, who does the Eurovision things. They loved the song, but I wasn't sure that they wanted me. Because it was like, they were kind of very nervous about it. And it's a huge, huge stage. Like, it goes live and probably like 150 million people are watching you live on the grand finale.
Sure.
All over Europe. Never been, and you're singing in the arena full of people. So like.
Right, which is a big arena, I imagine.
Yes, it's a huge place. And I've never, ever done anything like that before in my life.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, we're going to take the risk. And, it was great. Yeah.
So what venues had you played before Eurovision and before opening up for Ed Sheeran type of thing?
Pubs and clubs in Armenia for 20 people, probably 25.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Right? Do you feel like it's just been a roller coaster ride, just a nonstop thing going on with you?
It's definitely a roller coaster.
Ups and downs.
Yes, but it's also, I'm so new to this whole thing. It's just, for me, we've done so much since 2022 that it seems to me like I'm doing this for 10 years, but it's really just 2 years that I'm in the music business, and like, it's like crazy.
Yeah. But still as dedicated and as excited as
totally.
ever, I imagine.
No, there's no way I'm, not achieving all the goals that I want to achieve.
Well, you're here in Southern California now, just ahead of a Hotel Cafe show,
Yes.
which is a very small venue, iconic venue here in SoCal.
Iconic.
It's like a destination. You were just talking about the Troubadour, and that you've got that in your crosshairs as well.
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully it'll happen.
Yeah, wanting to play that venue, but Hotel Cafe, that's kind of an underplay considering the big stages you've been on in the past. How different is it to play at a coffee shop or a hotel cafe type, to a big arena like a,
For me, it's much easier to play for the stadium than for a coffee shop or something.
because you can't see people's faces? Is it just a sea of individuals?
No, I'm not scared of the crowd. It's just I'm scared of the like, for example, today is sold out, and I still don't know if people are gonna show up. Although I know that it's sold. It's like I feel very insecure about selling tickets and all that, and I feel like it's gonna be the same always. Because I don't know. It's when and also like Hotel Cafe is my own show, so it's like
Sure.
You worry about people showing up. You worry about people wanting to come see you live. But for Ed, for example, like I knew it's Ed Sheeran. The stadium was like half full for the opener. It's like
Right.
already, if you're the opener and you're in the stadium, you already have at least like 20,000 people listening to you. It's not, it's not the same. So like I didn't worry about performing or anything. I was not nervous even doing the stadiums. I was just so like that was such a dream of mine. Like that's my top dream. Like I want to do that every day. You know.
Play in front of as many people as you possibly can.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So today we're getting really cool versions of Snap and Never Be Mine.
Never Be Mine.
Right, and those are off the Lay Your Hands Upon My Heart EP. But also you dropped a brand new song, Universe, which is out in the world right now. So we're going to get a cool version of that. It's been said that you started playing music at a very early age. Is that right?
Yes, when I was 6, my parents took me to musical school, and I was playing classical music like Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, like all the classical. And today I was thinking, I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna ask me that question. I literally just play 4 chords, and I'm nervous about it. I used to play Bach when I was like 7. What has happened to me?
That's amazing. So you really embraced it as a kid.
Yeah.
Or did you have parents who were very, disciplinarians,
I hated piano at the time because it's really hard to love Bach when you're 6.
Sure.
And you have to sit down and like learn all that for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours every day. But right after I graduated, I was like 12 or something, so it was 7 years of musical school. I just couldn't get away from the piano.
Right.
I would play every day, whole day, because I was writing my own stuff.
Sure.
Now I regret that I didn't love it then, because I'd be a much better piano player. That's like one regret in my life.
Aside from Bach, are there any other artists that you wanted to emulate when you were growing up?
I love rock and roll music. I love like I love 90s, I love 80s, I love 70s. Like I'm a huge fan of Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, Sting, Aerosmith, Coldplay, Ozzy Osbourne. Like that, all of them were my heroes when I was 15 or 14. And that's when I also was in a band back then, when I was a teenager. So when you're in a band, you gotta kind of love Ozzy, right?
What band is that, and are there any recordings?
No.
In the world? No?
I'm gonna lie. That's a lie.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say no.
All right. It's very rare, I guess you could say, right? Again, Rosa Linn is here on 88.5 The SoCal Sound. RosaLinnOfficial.com is, in fact, the website. In doing the deep dive on preparing for this interview here, I did see the James Corden performance that you did, and a great version of the song Snap.
Thank
and
you.
I got all emotional because to be able to see you play that song live on TV, and again, I've been living with the song. We've been playing it on the air for a very long time, It really struck a chord with me, And even today, watching you play Snap on the piano, really amazing stuff. But on the Corden performance, you had some musicians up on stage with you playing
Traditional Armenian instruments.
right, and obviously that was a choice of yours to bring them up there, huh?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a collective decision. I mean, honestly, all the credit to my musical director, who just arranged everything, found the musicians, and but it was a collective idea of showing more of my culture,
Right.
because that was such a huge opportunity. And also, I don't think that an Armenian from Armenia ever done Late Late Show. So that was kind of like a first time in history type
Right.
of thing,
You
and
gotta
I was
represent.
gonna go all in. Okay,
Sure.
first time. I don't know if anyone's gonna be there again.
Yeah.
So we gotta show the carpets. We gotta show the instruments. All that.
We've had the Eurovision, you've had some success on social media like TikTok and stuff like that, and performances on network TV like James Corden probably got you a whole new group of fans and individuals, hopefully,
I mean, yes, and the biggest. I always say this because it's such a huge support for me. I mean, every time I do something on kind of like on a global scale, like, I don't know, opening for Ed Sheeran or doing the Late Late Show, I receive so much love from Armenian community. It's like insane. It's insane because I mean, obviously Cher is Armenian, like System of a Down is Armenian, but like literally there was no one before me who was born and raised in Armenia to like have an international hit. And
Right.
Armenians are like going crazy. Like, I'm like, oh my God! Like they give me so much love. I cannot thank them enough. It's just like
amazing.
so supportive.
It's been said you are trilingual. What languages do you speak?
I speak Armenian, Russian, and English.
Incredible.
And I want to learn Italian and French.
Do you? There's an Italian version of
Yeah.
like one of your songs online right now.
Yeah.
So again, the EP "Lay Your Hands Upon My Heart" is out right now. The song "Universe" just dropped, and in
Yep.
true Rosa Linn form, there's different versions
Yes,
of that particular
bajillion
track.
of them. We're gonna do more. We're gonna do. We are going to release a Italian version
Cool.
soon, and I really hope that we're gonna be able to also release a English French and like English Spanish versions too.
Cool.
But we've done the Italian before, so like we know how to do it.
Yeah.
So I love that version a lot.
You've blown up all over the world in different countries. I mean, gold and platinum, and different parts of the globe, and like #1 in Belgium and places like that. It's really remarkable. It's amazing. So we feel pretty fortunate to be. I mean, we feel like we're on the ground floor of like a budding musical career or whatever. And again, open door policy whenever you're
Thank
in
you
town
so much.
playing a show. You can
Totally.
always come by and visit us.
I will come back.
Be amazing.
Totally.
There was one name that kept popping up when I was doing some research on you, and it's a musician who I interviewed over a decade ago, and that's Tamar Kaprelian.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What is your relationship like with her?
Well, she's my manager, and I am also. She's also my label. She's just like doing kind of everything. We met in 2019. She was doing a songwriting camp in Armenia, and some people like after I was doing a festival, a very like local small festival with my band. Right after I get off stage, someone comes to me, and I'm like I'm not back to life yet. Like I just had a show, and then someone was like, "Hey, we're doing this," and they mentioned their name. There's like Navak Collective, Navak Foundation. Like we're doing this camp, and I have literally no idea what they're talking about.
Sure.
But I'm like, okay, like send me an email or something. So I think I even just like contacted them on the very last possible minute to like apply for that camp. Anyways. We met. We recorded Snap in 2019. I wrote it in 2018. So we recorded in 2019, and then she's like, "Okay, all right, you're coming with me."
Yeah.
That was kind of the short way of saying it. But we've been together since 2019, and
Yeah, that was a name that I hadn't seen in a very long time. I was like, oh, I don't think there's a recording of it, but I did work with her at a previous radio station in the past,
so cool.
briefly. It is very cool, yeah.
Wow.
So again, the song Universe is out right now, and are there plans to put together another EP or full-length record?
Totally. I have written so many songs that I love so much, with wonderful, wonderful, talented people. I cannot wait to be able to just start kind of like putting them in, just like in bunches, and just
Cool.
release them for just for the music fans. Like, just, there's a lot of songs that I want out which are not singles or anything, but they're important. They're even more important for the fans than just the singles.
When it comes to the new song Universe, what's the sort of subject matter that you had been writing about on there?
Universe is about my unrequited love. Same as Snap, but different person.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's a pattern, I guess. It's about unrequited love, and it's about me just thinking, just asking what if this was different? What if this was different? What if this was different? We would be together. And you're kind of like blaming the circumstances instead of just accepting the fact that it's not going to happen. So that's how I kind of like thought of the idea of like, but in a parallel universe, or like in an alternative reality or something, like I think about it a lot, and I create scenarios in my head a lot, like I daydream a lot. So it's kind of, the universe is just that,
Right. Well, thanks for the background on that. Again, we feel like you're an amazing individual and musician. We're so happy to have you in studio today. Anything else to touch on before we sort of wrap it up here?
Just want to send all my love, and I wish everyone has a great day.
Cool. Rosa Linn here on 88.5, the SoCal Sound.
This world is spinning so fast, my world is spinning so slowly. I'm holding on to the past, I'm living deep in the lonely. I let myself slip away and let the midnights control me. I don't know what else to do. I'm writing this song to get over you, but every word keeps me up at night. Every chord leaves me paralyzed. Every melody's just reminding me I need you tonight. Tears are falling on the ebonies. There's only silence where we're meant to be. Singing out of keys, just reminding me I'm broken inside. What hurts even more, so always be yours, you'll never be mine. This world keeps spinning so fast, my world is crumbling before me. Still hear your voice in my head, and I can't pretend to ignore it. I'd pay to make it all stop, and I'd sell my soul to afford it. I don't know what else to do. I'm writing this song to get over you, and every word keeps me up at night. Every chord leaves me paralyzed. Every melody's just reminding me I need you tonight. Oh, tears are falling on the ebonies. There's only silence where we're meant to be. Singing out of keys, just reminding me I'm broken inside. What hurts even more is always be yours, I'll always be yours, but you'll never be mine. Heavy wings can fly me. I get a little high, then I fall apart. And your light can guide me. I'm living in the dark, darling. I can feel my feet here on the ground. Can't let my demons drag me down, like gravity's against me now. I'll see the shadow of the earth from afar, and I'll hear your heartbeat somewhere out in the stars, darling. I can feel my feet here on the ground. Can't let my demons drag me down, like gravity's against me now. It's 4 a.m. I can't turn my head off, wishing these memories would fade. They never do. Turns out people lied. They said just snap your fingers, as if it was really that easy for me to get over you. Just need time. Snapping 1, 2. Where are you? You're still in my heart. Snapping 3, 4. Don't need you here anymore. You're out of my heart. Yes, I might snap. I'm riding a storm, so this is the last one. Oh, how many last songs are left? I'm losing count. Since June 22nd, my heart's been on fire. I've been spending my nights in the rain trying to put it out. So I'm snapping 1, 2. Where are you? You're still in my heart. Snapping 3, 4. Don't need you here anymore. You're out of my heart. Yes, you might snap. Oh, yes, you might snap. Oh, and if one more person says I should get over it, why am I might stop talking to people before I snap, snap, snap. Oh, I might stop talking to people before I snap. Snapping 1, 2